And speaking of close, my guy, this is a Big Ten matchup in
Mm-hmm.
2024. Never thought I'd hear that, but this is also an old school Big Ten Pac-12 in the Rose Bowl. This is what you would see. Ohio State, Oregon. They've played once before. Oregon got the 1 point victory. Can they do it again? What do we expect in this game?
Can they? Yes. Um, I think the blueprint to beating Ohio State is playing that physical style. It's if you get into a shootout with them, it's typically not good. So I think you've got to control the clock, control the pace, uh, use your offensive line to move that defensive line, open up running lanes for your running backs here, and then use that massive defensive line like we've been talking about with Texas, plug up those run lanes, make Will Howard try to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's shown time and time again, if he has to be the one to beat you, he falls up just short.
Right.
Now, that being said, if Ohio State can continue that momentum that they just showed yesterday, I think it's going to be insanely difficult for anyone to beat them. Now, they're not playing at home anymore. They have to go across the country. So I think I would lean Oregon if push came to shove. But right now, I honestly think these are the two best teams in the playoff.
Yeah. This could very well have been the national championship game, and in another time. But
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, I think this is going to go back and forth. I think it's going to go, down to the wire. You have two great offenses. On one side, I'm like, well, does Ohio State want to be in a shootout? Can they handle that? But yeah, they proved that. They proved that they can go back and forth with the likes of Oregon with Oregon, it's just they've been they're undefeated, but they've been in situations where you're just like, oh my god, they're about to lose, or they're struggling with Idaho, and if you listen to our Navy man, Alex Schaumburg, you listen to him, the
They're
Navy,
getting blown out.
yeah, they're terrible. They can't seem to do anything right, man. But I honestly, um, I think the biggest thing for me is it's kind of like in the NFL when you're playing that wild card weekend and you're still continuing to play week after week after week. But when you have that bye week, how many times have we seen that team that 14-2 or that team that's undefeated or whatever go into they have that rest and that bye, and then all of a sudden they're flat when they come back out. So look, obviously Ohio State is riding the momentum. They're still fuming off of their loss to this guy over here, the Michigan
Yep.
again. How many? What's that total? What's that total, sir?
How many days? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
how
looking
many
for?
days? Oh, I'm always gonna let you talk about how many days.
Give me like 5 seconds here, and I'll
Oh
have the
yeah,
answer
oh
for you.
yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, they're definitely fuming. I, it's gonna be a momentum, man. If Oregon can get up early and kind of shut down the momentum, and like you said, they're not gonna be at the horseshoe, Ohio State. So if they can shut down the momentum and kind of get Will Howard frazzled, you know, I think they can. I think they can win this thing handily. But if this thing becomes a back and forth affair, it's going to come down to the last who has the ball last.
Well, I mean, you look at it too. The center Seth McLaughlin being out,
Mm-hmm.
he was healthy in that Oregon game. That offensive line was much better with him in,
Yeah.
and it hasn't been nearly the same with him out. So I think look for Oregon's defensive line to try and take advantage and look for them to pressure a bit more. If they can get the pressure with just the four down linemen, then great. But if not, don't be afraid to send a linebacker to rile Will Howard up a little bit and get him in his head a bit more. As far as the days since they last won, 1,849 and counting.
Ooh. Ooh. Mm. I know. It burns, doesn't Ohio State? It burns. I know it. I know it does. Oh man.
Yep.
Oh man. So look, yeah, we'll see. The team down south should win the matchup. I just can't take the Ducks in this yet. Oh, I
Well,
will.
I mean, see, you could argue that if Dan Lanning didn't put on that coaching masterclass and kind of exploit some loopholes and some rules, they do lose that game. So something to be said for that.
Exactly. Look, this is the rematch that people wanted to see, and we know Ohio State was ready for it. Let's see if they're up to it.